when it comes to cash flow, what worked for you? How did you manage your cash flow, especially coming from manufacturing where you hold a lot of inventory, you have to buy products in advance, there's a lead time, you know, like how do you manage cash flow?
Yeah, I mean, cash flow is like they say, it is king. I mean, the biggest thing for us, especially at the stage we're at, and trying to get my team completely on board with this, because actually a lot of my team, most of them don't come from manufacturing background. So it's good in one aspect. I mean, because we're limited to what our pool is in this area, right? So, but on the other side, it's great because they don't come from manufacturing background and they don't have any preconceived notions. So it's a balance. It's just a little bit more work. But the I think one of the real critical things is to understand your inventory is super critical so that you're not carrying all this inventory, because it'd be really easy to run a company when you can just say at the beginning of the year, we need, this is our inventory is going to cost us $10 million. So let's just order it all today, right? And we'll put it in the shelves, and then we don't have to even think about inventory management because we've planned for everything. But that doesn't work for your cash flow. So the critical thing is, and it's always this balance between the office, the accounting end of things, and my production end of things, because the production manager wants everything now. He wants to order it all because he doesn't want to be stressed. And we've got 200 vehicles to build, so let's order all these components right now. And the office is going, hey, where would you like to get the money for all these 200 components, right? So there's this constant battle between the two departments. So that the cash flow, that's really critical, and you have to be aware of it and be in as a CEO. And I this is part I wasn't really involved in early on, because I had my partner at the time was taking care of the books, and I was never really in the books. And now I check my books, I check my my banks, I check everything daily. I have a look on it. So that's kind of how I start my day. I go, okay, here we are. I'm checking in with my sales team. What do we have coming down the line? And then during our production meetings and stuff, it's okay, here's what we can set up our MOQs for inventory management. Here's what we can set this at. And it's critical to look at stuff. If something is overnight shipping versus something that takes 3 weeks to get, well, we're going to have to carry more of the 3 week product, and let's not worry so much about the overnight stuff. Right. So it's just a balance of that, of managing your incoming cash, obviously cash flow, and your outgoing cash. It's not really any more difficult than that on paper. Reality, it's a little bit different because all of a sudden, the building needs a new furnace or this needs that. And you're like, well, I didn't account for that on my in and out cash flow, and all of a sudden you've got a $40,000 bill that you didn't really account for. And you're going, okay, well, hey, are moving a facility over, now we're going to move this facility. Okay, well, this is a, $250,000 undertaking. Um, that has to come from somewhere, you know?
Yeah, I ran a business with inventory, a security camera business, and I realized inventory cash flow is so crucial. You have to plan ahead. Lead time is you have to, I don't know, 3 months sometimes lead time to get your product.
Right. Yeah, and I mean that's the thing, and that's when that's if everything goes well, and you don't get something hung up somewhere, or the truck, in some cases we're so tight on deadlines. If a delivery truck breaks down, we're pushing stuff back, or the highway gets closed between the coast and here. It's like, okay, now what are we doing? And so it is a constant juggling act of keeping. And then on top of that, you have to remember we also have, customers.
Yeah,
It'd be, right? It
right.
would be, it would be super easy. I always say to my guys, it would be the easiest thing if we didn't have customers. We could just build all these vehicles and then, put them in a garage.
And
But
people pay money and just it's done.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's an interesting juggling act.